Welcome to Courageous Parenting Summit, transforming challenges into opportunity. Today we have here with us Flora Verresen. Welcome, Flora.
Hi, hi. Thank you for having me here.
Yes. So, our vision is to empower parents and children by building connection with love. And I am Filza Jabin, mother of three beautiful children, transformational teens, and parents leadership coach. And Flora is going to talk about this wonderful topic, single mom, independent parenting lifestyle.
Yes, I am.
Welcome, Flora. And let me introduce myself. I'm Edith Wallach. I'm a transformational leadership coach and Amazon best-selling book author. And before we dive in talking about parenting and empowering our parents, let me tell you a little bit about Flora, uh, who is a positive, connected, and confident woman. She is a dynamic entrepreneur, an ambassador of transformation, and a network marketeer. She works in representation and distribution of European fashion brands in Spain. She believes in teamwork, collaboration, and co-creation. How fantastic is that? Because we are co-creating over here. Welcome, Flora.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you, lovely ladies, Filza and Edith, for your initiative, for what you are doing, for the impact that this is going to cause, kind of like a ripple effect. And I know that to get things done behind the screens, always lots of things are going on. So thank you so much for this initiative, and I'm super happy and grateful that I can also support this cause.
Thank
So, as we were talking about you before starting this recording about your life and about your journey, would you like to share like something about your life, where what brought you into this, and like our Courageous Parenting Summit is like aligning with your vision. So, tell us more about your life.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna do a throwback time, yeah? I am originally from Belgium, and when I finished my studies in 98, I got the opportunity to go to Barcelona with two friends to study Spanish. In that year, I learned everything except Spanish, yeah? So in Barcelona, you can survive perfectly by speaking English. But I got the opportunity to start my company at that time, representing fashion brands from Europe for Spain. So my thing has been distribution. And I tell you something, I felt so great about the idea. I just finished my studies, and all of a sudden I could have my own company as from the beginning. And I thought, wow, freedom. I am my own boss. I've learned a lot. I did that for over a decade. And there came a point, I don't know at what stage, but there came a point that my working days were so long, but so long, and for me, kind of like working 8 hours a day was like as if I did nothing. And instead of the possibility that my company would give me a certain lifestyle, I became a slave of my own company. People who got to know me, they saw me as a really successful woman because we started with two, the company, and 10 years later, we had over 140 people working for us. And yes, I had an amazing financial result, but I didn't have a life. And sometimes life starts to trigger you. I became a mother in 2002, and my two boys were born super premature. I lost one son after a bit more than a month. The other one, Vincent, has been struggling, and he's now almost getting 22 and he's doing fantastic. But at that time, we passed heavy challenges. So my life during 7 years, as from 2000 December 2002, 28th of December, was my company, work, work, work. and taking care of my son. And to just give you a bit more an idea of what that means, I think, and as an average, my son every month was in the hospital in Barcelona. So what did I do? I'm a doer, and I kind of like have been so many years on automatic pilot. And then there came the famous 2009. What happened by then? The company started growing, continued to grow. I was successful, didn't have a life, but I was successful. Was not happy, but I was successful. And then my son had a crisis. He received so much antibiotics as from the day he was born that when he was 7, he was used to them. So the infections continued. They continued with the antibiotics, but he didn't react on it anymore. And I remember that I came in the hospital where they knew us. There was a joke like, we're going to marry this young boy here. And normally when I enter into the room and Vincent, who has these big, beautiful eyes, when he sees me, it's like, oh, mom is here. He has my surname. Yeah, I'm a single mom. The family lives in Belgium, so it was just the two of us in Barcelona. And I came in and there was not this moment like, oh, mom is here. And really, I tried everything. I used all the nicknames I have for him. I did everything I could to connect with him. And when I saw that his vision was just kind of like floating in the air, my intuition said this is not okay. So I kind of like did a red alarm and said this is not okay. And they said to me at that time, with all the respect, it's just what happened, yeah. No, when he has infections, high fevers, we have to give him antibiotics. I said, yeah, but it's not going as before. He's not reacting to it. I took my son out of the hospital. To take your kid out of a hospital when your kid is really not doing well, it's kind of like you have to sign a Bible. And I remember that I stepped out of the hospital with my son in my arms, looking at the universe, saying, if you exist, now it's the moment. Now it's the moment. And then connection of me from Germany who live in Ibiza. It's also a beautiful island of Spain. The news went like a fire through all Barcelona. And then I received a call and they told me, listen, give to your kid these natural food supplements. It's 100% natural and it's for his defenses. You need to boost his immune system. I bought them in a pharmacy in Barcelona and I paid good money for them, by the way. The thing is, I have an amazing testimonial in 2 weeks. When my son got better and I started to relax, like, oh, finally he's doing more or less okay. That's when I felt so tired. You know, I was tired as if I hadn't slept for 10 years. Like everything just came out. And then I said, now I'm going to try these food supplements for me. And I have an also very beautiful testimonial in myself. It has nothing to do compared with Vincent, yeah? But for me, it was like helping me to connect again with, to have a good night rest and to connect with my energy, with my vital energy, yeah? And that's where I started to deep dive, like, what is the company? How comes nobody in my environment, I'm talking about me, in 2009, doesn't know this? I got in contact with the company. I got in contact with amazing people. They had this twinkling in the eye, you know, when you look at people and they have this twinkling in the eye. I lost that somewhere on the road. And I said, I want what they have. I don't know actually what they are doing, but I know we have something good because these natural food supplements are top. And without knowing anything about the scientific base and then just the testimonial. And when I got to know the people, I said, listen, I'm going to be part of this. First for myself, and 14 years have passed by. And now I'm a person who is creating impact in the lives of so many people in so many countries. And yeah, by empowering them that they can connect with a vision and that they can learn to have a mindset to stay aligned with the vision, and based upon inspired daily actions that they can walk their walk and talk their talk every single day.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us. Would you tell us more about the supplement which you are talking about?
Yeah, I'm glad to. You know, if we talk about health, we talk about so many aspects that have a direct influence in the health, yeah. But if we talk about physical conditions, the immune system is really important. Our immune cells, they are really important. And I'm gonna explain it in a really simple way because I'm not a professional in the health sector, yeah. I'm an entrepreneur. But our immune cells, if the activity of our immune system is out of balance, this is being manifested in one way or the other. You have people who have an hyperactive immune system. If we talk about intolerances, allergies, asthma, we have also people whose immune system is kind of like confused. We're talking about autoimmune conditions. Every time we have more of them, by the way, it's a feeling I have. There we need to kind of like re-educate our immune systems. And then, like the case of my son, he had a lack of defenses. So then you need to boost your immune system. And that's what transfer factors, which is the very wise molecule. It's an immune modulator. It's natural because when we give the first breastfeeding to our babies, in this first mother milk, which is kind of like dark yellow, transfer factors are there. And this company in 98 bought the patent of the biotechnology of how to isolate these molecules from cow colostrum. And the molecule in itself, there is nothing left of colostrum, yeah? Just the molecule can be transferred from species to species, from a giraffe to a cow, from a cow to a dolphin, from a dolphin to a mom, yeah? And it's pure immune wisdom and immune intuition. So our body is a really wise machine, but sometimes we need to kind of like, it's like reconfigure the hard disk of our physical health. And that's what transfer factors do. It's a gift of nature. Eh? It's really a gift of nature. In these capsules, we just have Mother Nature's wisdom of how to pass on immunity from species to species. So besides everything that we are all doing being entrepreneurs, deep dive in it. Deep dive in it, because without health, we are
Zero.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I have this quote that I always keep in mind. Health is our wealth.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
And I so much resonate with you and with your story about your child, your son, because just like you, transfer factors, and of course, Coach Gwen supported me greatly through the journey of his healing, and he's still on his journey of recovery. But only after a couple of months of using the supplements, we saw such a huge difference in instead of him being bedridden, he was able to walk and function and be able to communicate with us, and in a space of few months only. So I will always recommend transfer factors, and I am so grateful for introduction to those supplements. So can you tell us a little bit about your vision, your Kickstart vision?
Yeah, of course. First, we had harmony again in my family, well, Vincent and myself, in our health. I was still working in my company, still didn't have time. My son triggered me. Yeah? He said in a certain moment, we were talking about gifts and dreams and and I said, okay, what might be a dream of you? And he said some of them, but he didn't have to think about it. Huh? It's amazing. When the kids are small and you ask for their dreams, it's like, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you want to become? What do you want to do? What do you want to see more beautiful in your life? And then, that, da, 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 da. If they ask about our dreams, it's like, woof, I'm
What is
okay.
it?
Yeah, what is? One of his dreams was, Mom, I would like to have more time with you to do cool things together with you. And I needed that moment when my heart fell on the ground and I was like, oh gosh. But I needed that friendly push to say, okay, it's time for a change. I knew that if I wanted to see a change in my life, I had to do something different. And it was a big step because I had really good financial security. And as a single mom, that's really important. And when you look behind and the backup is not there, it's up to you. So to bring a change in that, it was for me at that time, not an easy decision or an easy choice. But then these food supplements, out of my curiosity, like how are they being distributed? Hey, I was in distribution, wholesale, retail regarding the textile sector, yeah. And then I connected with the business concept of network marketing. It's a direct distribution model, and it's the same satisfied customer that can build a bridge towards other people so that they can connect with a platform. And for this recommendation, you can activate a commission program. But it's not just affiliate marketing, because if it would be that, I don't think I would be here now talking to you about it. What I saw was a really, for me, wise way to generate my income, because I was trapped in my 24 hours a day. My limitation, if I talk about me generating a good economy, my limitation was a ceiling called 24 hours. And I had been in my traditional business changing my time for money. Yeah. And that's where I it was like a rat race in a certain moment. Yeah. I saw a wise way to generate an income, a residual income. It's kind of like a passive income, but where I could have more time. For me, time is life. Life is time. I know what it is on the economic ladder of life to be higher and lower and higher and lower, because success is never a linear way up. Yeah, and we need the ups and the downs. But you can't recoup time. You can recoup money, but you cannot recoup time. And that's the reason why I said, yeah, I want to try this out for myself. I love the product, but the product that I am standing up for right now is called time, money, healthy relations, and obviously health. And I'm putting health on the fourth place, but not because it's less important. No. If we don't have time, not even for ourselves, sooner or later it's there. It's kind of like, and it goes against your health. If we have money issues, it's a stress factor that goes against our health. And if we are not happy with ourselves, or we are perhaps surrounded by some toxic relationships or whatever, it's not good for our health. So it's kind of like this full package where I have a nice network in different countries. We are all satisfied consumer. It's a network based upon monthly self-consumption, so not selling, self-consumptions of people who have the consciousness of prevention. And it's the development of personal and professional leadership that allows everybody to get a hold on their lives. And I ask this question many times to the people. whom would you like to become? Because the person who is going to do great things most of the time is not the person that I'm talking to. It's the person that is going to come out of that, the transformation, yeah, or the evolution. And if we look at society, yeah, I ask the question, what kind of a person do you want to be? Do you want to be somebody who allows others to take decisions for you? Or do you give yourself permission to get a hold on your life? Are you a kind of person that does what is expected to be done? Or do you do what you understand is the correct to be done? Are you a person who apparently chooses the easiest way and hides in the mass? Or do you give yourself the opportunity to be your change? I loved what you said before, Edith. We are game changers. And I feel that our community of entrepreneurs, we are really courageous people. We are game changers. And you know why I feel it like this? Because we know that we are the change. And that's a choice. And once you make this choice, find a vehicle, surround yourself by the right people who will support you in your vision and in the ups and downs. And it's a question of time that you can spread your wings in what makes you happy. Being an entrepreneur. Many people have like, oh, I'm not an entrepreneur. I never had my own company like you, Flora. We all are entrepreneurs. It has to do with our essence. It has to do with our higher self. It has to do with our happy me. And our higher self is our best friend. If we give the right direction, he will be there to guide us.
Absolutely. Yeah, so wonderful. And as we are coming to an end of our interview, I would really like you to focus on our parents. We are focusing on parents with neurodivergent kids. And how would you give them tips related to the supplements, related to your life story? Like give them tips all together in a compact way so that they can feel empowered. Like we have all the reason not to step up in our fullest potential and move forward. So give us some few
What I would
tips.
say, first of all, these kids are ready to become really successful in the world how it is nowadays. These kids do not have an issue. We as a parenting have challenges with these kids. If we can guide them, if we can create a space where they can be them, and yeah, the food supplement is not creating a space, yeah, because we're talking that they are going to digest something. But if we can give them a little bit of a support, so that the central nervous system goes in their advantage and not sometimes in their disadvantage, because we are still living in a society that we cannot change, they will be more able to get more potential out of their capacities. And we cannot change our kids. What we can do is invest in ourselves to be at the height of what these kids come to do in a really changed and still fast changing world. It's up to us to trust in their process and to walk beside them. And if we have challenges, get together with parents, like or this kind of summit, because you're not alone. And instead of being there kind of like feeling perhaps guilty, or sometimes when you explode because it's just too much in a certain moment, that you can also be kind with yourself and say, okay, this is not how it's supposed to be, but let's transform this and continue and continue and continue. And I fully believe that these kids are really born with a very special mission. So if we can be part of their power circle, their inner circle, meaning that we support them in their being, and also when they that we create the space that they can make their mistakes, but we still are there to support their in what will be their vision, because kids obviously are not so busy with that. Yeah, I really believe in it. The supplements are for life are a super nice extra, but not only for the kids, also for the parents. Also for the parents. What I do like to advise is, if you're already giving to your kids chemical stuff, it's okay. It's okay. but just connect with this and feel it, and give your kid the opportunity to start slowing down with the chemical goods that he's consuming, and surrender to some amazing natural supplements. And they are amazing for the central nervous system, for us, and also for our kids. And for the parents, hey, leadership starts at home. I can be on a stage and I can be there inspiring many, 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 many people, but leadership starts at home. It's you with you with your family. Organize your relationship with your family. Be the bigger person. Be the bigger person.
Thank you. That's super inspiring. And I know you have an amazing gift for our audience. Can you share a little bit about that before we end this interview?
Yeah, I am offering a session online for the people who want or who can get in touch with this gift. And it's going to be 2025, 2030. I will be inspiring you to connect with a vision at all levels, because when we really connect with our vision, it's not going to be my vision, it's going to be the vision of that person. It is so healing. It brings you on the path of real success. It also helps you to prioritize your priorities. It inspires you to flow in daily inspired actions, like baby steps, steps by step, so that you can reach each and every one of your goal. And when I'm a good, how do you say it? I'm a realistic futurist. I can connect with the future, but being from where I am. But I tell you something, it's not the same thing that you start to tackle your day-to-day life wanting to go to a better future, than that you connect with your future, and from the energy of the solution of your goal, of your dream, you go to where you are now and you start to tackle your day-to-day life. It's a different rule, it's a different energy, and it opens different doors. So I'm going to be really happy to put my experience of almost 15 years at the disposal of these people.
Super generous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
for this initiative.
Thank you so much, Flora, for being here with us.
Really appreciate your time, your energy, your amazing tips, and sharing vulnerably about your story, and supporting other parents, other children with the supplementation, with creating vision of health and an abundance in their lives. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I wanted to do this. Thank you so much.
Of course, we get to do send love to everybody. Thank you.
Big kiss.
Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.